Hello there, welcome back to another art video. If you're new here, my name is Noah and today we are going to do a tour of this yellow art creation sketchbook. With this, I hope to inspire you to make art yourself. So here on the first page on the left, you see a little self-portrait of me done in pencil. And on the right, you see the starting date and the end date of this sketchbook. So I started the sketchbook on the 1st of December 2024 and I finished it on the 16th of January 2025. Okay, so this sketchbook has a lot of good pages. I think I quite love this sketchbook and this is one of my favorite pages. It's a tricyclops skull, and I just like it. It's like the head shape of it. It's like the lines. I just love it. Then we have another lovely page. This was before I went to see the Moana 2 movie, and these are inspired by the trailer. And on the left, you see one I copied from one of their designs. And the other ones are my own. Then on this page you see like a fossil of a turtle, I think. And here you see another Moana inspired page with Hey Hey in quite a weird pose, and I also love this page. It's quite simple, but you can see it's Hey Hey and he's doing something weird. Then on this one, a match that's burning, and on the right, a dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. It's supposed to be an hoboglurs. I don't think I pronounced it right, and I quite like this one. Like the upper part is fully copied from How to Train Your Dragon, and then I did the tail myself. Then this was for art school where we had to do a portrait of a person and do it like as if it was a commission. And these are some studies, a little sketch of the head, some notes for myself, and then on the right, a black and white sketch, and the black is all the shadows. Then this is a sketch I did on the train, and I was trying to do some perspective, but you see the train was a bit wobbly because all my lines are also wobbly. This was when I had a bouquet of roses and I drew them with pen. On the top you have a little thumbnail sketch, what my plan was to draw or to paint, but I never painted it, but I drew the flowers below. And I quite like this page. It's also one of my favorites. This page I do not really care about so much, but I think it's okay. It's like an helmet, like from the Greek of the Romans, I don't know. And then some flower patterns. This is another one of my favorite pages. It's done with Posca markers and I just like this bird. I think it looks really cool with the purple lines and the blue feathers. Then some other birds, also weird looking ones. This was a model lesson at school with some composition studies and value study. a bigger one, and some notes for myself. This is the color study of the previous page, done with oils, and I just put it in this sketchbook. On the right, a flower vase. I think it's still one with roses, only a few days later. Here on the left, it's fan art from the Lioness television series, and I quite like this series. It's from the second season. And on the right, some lithography things I did was from a sample with the lithographic ink, and down below you see a lithographic pressure machine and a litho stone. This is done with some kind of crayons, and this is supposed to be a sky setting, well, the sun setting, and then the sky with orange and purples. Here you see another cloud done with color pen, and on the right some swatching of Posca markers and my dog in red pen. Then we have some octopuses, quite a few, because the one in Posca markers, there will be a few after this one. They're all done with the Sketch With Me session from octopuses. And here on the right you see some pastel drawings I did after that from more octopus. So here another Posca marker octopus. I quite like this one. I think it's one of my favorites. Here another octopus and some pastel drawing from tentacles. Another octopus. This one I also quite like. Another octopus. I like the composition of this page. Another octopus. I don't think this one is amazing, but it looks funny. I also do really like this octopus and the Posca marker colors I used for this one. Another octopus and a pastel octopus. Some thumbnail sketches of a few roses in a little vase and a rose alone. And on the right, two kids sitting on a stone wall, done with pencil. It's copied from a photo. And this was also an assignment from school where we had to paint this artist as if it's a commission, and this artist makes amazing statues. Her name is Cindy Sprockle, and here are some thumbnail sketches, a little sketch of her and some information about her in Dutch for my process. This is Jack Sparrow and a ship, and on the top there's written, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts." And I think that's quite a Jack Sparrow thing to say. Then on this page, some hatching with a bottle on top of something I don't remember, but I quite like the composition of this page. This is a really quick study of my dog. Really quick and not finished because she moved and my reference was gone. So I did another one. Here she lays still a little bit longer, so it's quite the finished quick drawing. Here are some other quick drawings. These four are all 1-minute poses. And I know for sure I really like this page. Then another of some gesture sketching, but these are 2 minutes each, and I like this one less than the previous page, but it's still okay. This is a butterfly, and I only drew on the right page with pencil and pastel. This was at school for a model painting class, and this is the model. Some sketches I did and some hand sketches to see which side of I wanted to paint. This is the tonal study, the value study, then with oil paint, and then on the right you see some sketches, then with pen, and then here you see the color study of the boy from the class, and on the right a quick sketch of another model and something I copied from somewhere. Then it is an overview of our living room. I tried some perspective, but I think I quite failed, but I had fun drawing, and that's important. This was from the commission from the class, and there you see on the left the value study I did and the composition study of the painting I made finally. I will show them in this video. And on the right another quick study of the same pose, but then with more flow in it. Here on the left you see one of the first tries of this lithography I made. It's supposed to be an electrical wire pole, and I really like this one. The finished one is a lot darker, but this was the first try. On the right you see a Copic marker sketch from things. Here you see the electric ball again, but quite darker. And on the right some crayons in a box. And I quite like this drawing. It's quite simple, but it's effective. Really like that one. Then this was a Christmas ornament. I do not really like this page, but that's okay, we can go on. Then a little funny sketch of a little plant in a pot with a face on it, and on the right a value study, and on the next page you will see the other studies from my model study, from my model art class. Here we see the studies, another little value sketch, some trying to figure out the pose she was sitting in. And here you have the same one but in a color study with a lot of pink and reds. I quite like this one. And then on the right some flower sketches. This one is done in crayons. It's also a flower sketch. These are some abstract forms and shapes inspired by those flowers. And I quite like this one. I really like them one. I also quite like this one. It's the same with the different version. I really like the flow of them. Another plant flower sketch done with crayons. And then on the left here you have a little comic I tried to make, but I'm not really a comic artist, so I was just trying. On the first one you see me and my mom on a bike going to the second-hand store, and that's what you see on the second one. Then you see us looking around, and then my mom found something and I really loved it and bought it. So, and then on the right some flower sketches. Here on these two pages you see a fish, two fishes, and I think these pages are fine. This is the Christmas tree I drew. It's a bit abstract, but I quite like it. Gives a Christmassy feel. And these are some pugs. These are from the art hang parties you can find on YouTube. And this one was pugs, and on 1 minute each, and there were like 100, but I did not do 100. I only did like, let me look, 23. So that's not a lot, but maybe I will finish the rest someday. But I quite like these sketches. I think they're quite lovely. Then on these pages are some flowers. Some more flowers. Quite in the flowery phase with this sketchbook. And this was the start of 2025. Some more flowers and a song I really like. Don't X What Is Love. It's like a combination of two songs. Quite like that song. More flowers. More flowers. Some, but a bit abstract. This is a person sitting on a chair with clumps and clumps like wooden shoes and looking at his phone. And on the right, a smiley. This is quite a sketch I did from me and a classmate of mine. And here we're drawing on the lithographic stones. It's from a photo and I quite like doing the sketches like this. 2 times 5-minute plant sketches and an abstract stripy thing I put in the sketchbook. This was also from school. It's from a photo. It's me working on my woodcut. Some abstract forms, and I will have quite a lot of these abstract forms, and I quite like doing them. But you see, we'll see quite a lot of them. This is a skull with a jacket on and hat on and a scarf around him. And it's also from my photo and I quite like it. More abstract shapes. Some 2 times 5-minute sketches of this amaryllis. More abstract shapes. Some gesture studies, 3 times 1 minute, and a flower sketch on the right. More abstract forms. This was also from a photo in the museum in Den Haag in the Netherlands. And there are a lot of chairs there. Some more abstract shapes and a color study of a model class and watercolor study of a plant and another color study of a model class. More abstract shapes. This was from my color study class from the year before this one. And a bird. More abstract shapes. another from my model drawing class, a color study, some thumbnail sketches on the right of a street, and some books. More abstract shapes. Another color study of a model in my model painting class. Some art supplies. More abstract shapes. Another color study of my model painting class. And on the right, a weird looking dragon done with ink. More abstract shapes. And this is the last page, and it's an acrylic study of a bird with a crown on its head, but it looks quite funny, the crown. But yeah, this was the sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed watching the sketchbook. I hope you got some inspiration from it, and I will see you at the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.